Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Jordy. This reading is for Pisces. We're going to pull cards from a series of different oracle and tarot decks and just build a full message for you here today. Thank you so much for being here, liking, sharing, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel. Alright, let's pull a theme. I may be scrying from the crystal ball today as well. So you have the swan coming out. That's beautiful. To me, the swan speaks of enlightenment, and it has that lotus flower on its back. And what is enlightenment? Well, it's when we are feeling more closely connected to the divine, to ourselves. Everyone thinks it's this, unachievable state, but we experience enlightenment throughout our day, when we feel more closely connected to ourselves, when we feel that we're in the present moment, when we're in connection with our intuition. Those are moments of enlightenment. And if you want to keep going with those little moments, some people are mastered in this skill. They can attain different states of consciousness based off of just consistency, devotion, and dedication to the enlightenment path. So that's interesting. So there's this energy of you being on a path here, a spiritual path, Pisces. And with the squirrel coming out, the squirrel talks about resources. It's even holding a little pentacle in this card. The new moon that the squirrel is sitting on does indicate that there's a new opportunity here to set intentions, to bring in abundance. Perhaps you're on a path of trying to, make more abundant connections in your life, or to have a more abundant connection with the divine. There could be many different ways to interpret these cards, but we'll keep going. I'm seeing a train in the crystal ball. So definitely heading somewhere. And we have the crossroad with a beautiful tree, maple tree in the background. On the signpost, it shows the sunny path and it shows the darker nighttime path. And that's interesting. Even if you feel like you're going through dark periods right now, you're still on the path. It's just at some point, you did face a crossroads in the past, and you chose a more darker and shadowy pathway. Well, maybe perhaps you're looking this time for a brighter pathway, an easier pathway, something that's going to be more warm and welcoming, like the sun. So, you're definitely at a spiritual crossroads with these cards here. We have fulfillment underneath the bottom of the deck with the rose. That is stunning energy. I'm going to bring that in as well. Okay. So we're going to grab one card from the Animal Tarot for Pisces today. Oh my gosh, this couldn't be more perfect. We have the Ace of Water, the Ace of Cups, and it shows the dove bathing in a fountain. This very powerful spiritual energy in this reading today. It says on this card that this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. And with the rose here and the swan, that does indicate love as well. Falling in love with yourself more deeply, falling in love with the divine, with the universe, with the world around you, the external and the internal. It's quite beautiful. Of course, there's some type of energy here that deals with resources and finances, with a squirrel, and getting prepared emotionally for some type of fulfilling outcome, if you so choose to head in that direction. with this crossroads energy. I'm hearing the words rocky terrain. So there could be little bumps in the road that you're heading on. I'm sure there will be bumps and maybe even some bruises and some setbacks along the way. But this is where the squirrel comes in, the preparation. If you kind of tap into your spiritual energy of, finding those moments of enlightenment throughout the day, where we're closely connected to our intuition, to ourselves, when we feel like we're connected to the world around us, when we don't feel isolated, when we don't feel in a sense of lack or loss. Capture those moments of gratitude and joy and peace, and cultivate those moments. Do your part in creating this spiritual reserve for yourself, Pisces. That can look like meditation, that can look like mindfulness, or some type of self-love, self-care routine. So we're going to use the Fifth Spirit Tarot now. Oh gosh. I've dropped some cards. I'm just going to pick them up, everybody. I think we only dropped one, so we're going to take this card. It's actually the Strength card, which is gorgeous energy. We have the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords in the past, reversed, with the Knight of Pentacles. In the future is the Magician, reversed. We have Judgment representing you, the Two of Swords in your environment, the High Priestess in your fears and desires, and the Four of Cups is the outcome. Six of Pentacles reversed underneath the bottom of the deck, which shows an energy of charity and giving. Okay. I'm just hearing from these cards, especially from the Six of Pentacles, you've been asking for something in your life. You've been asking for perhaps a breakthrough in your career with the Judgment and the Three of Pentacles. You could have been asking for mental clarity and peace with the Two of Swords and the Queen of Swords here from, struggles with your mental health, from things that are thoughts that are persisting in your mind. You may be looking for that type of breakthrough as well. A breakthrough in your health of your mental state with the Strength card and the Queen of Swords here as well. I always see the Strength card as your health, your overall state of being. It's easier to feel whether you're in a poor health or whether you're in perfect health, the Strength card speaks of empathy and speaks of compassion and willpower and strength. Restraint as well, control. These are all things that make you stronger. And for some of you, you're looking for a breakthrough in your health with what we're talking about here. Ultimately, with that Ace of Swords reversed in the recent past, you may have looked towards certain parts of your life recently, and you may have wanted to sever a connection with one of those parts of your life, or maybe certain parts of your life just don't feel like they fit for you anymore. And I do feel like you've been holding back from making this move of clearly defining new boundaries for yourself, of making a decision to cut something out with this Ace of Swords reversed. But there will come a time when you can manifest a new path for yourself. So you may be asked by the spirit guides right now to restrain yourself from cutting something out of your life with the Strength, the Queen of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles, especially when it comes to relationships and jobs or creative projects, creativity in general. Don't make any rash decisions at this time. Ultimately, I feel like you're trying to accomplish a stronger sense of self and intuition, a more sacred lifestyle for yourself, where you feel like you're in more control of your life and the rhythm of it, where you're able to live more spiritually in the routines that you want to cultivate spiritually, in the foods that you want to eat, and the activities you want to do that benefit your spirituality with the High Priestess here. So with this Ace of Water, it says this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the blush of romantic love, although I'm not really picking that up in the tarot. It does say the rebirth of a current relationship. That could be possible. But what we're really focusing on here is the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. An awakening to opportunities spiritually. A lot of times when we're looking for spiritual results in our life, we do, we lean towards consistent work, like consistently working towards that spirituality, which is definitely important here with the Knight of Pentacles reversed in the past. Being reliable in your practice, being honest and reliable with people in general, just being a good person, willing to explore relationships is what I'm hearing as well. But then there's this energy coming over you right now where you're getting this gut feeling with the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords in the recent past, where you may need to cut something out. You may need to remove something in your life. And the Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords here is showing, that decision has to be made, whether you're going to cut something out or not. That decision is also highlighted by the Judgment card representing you. Like, you're calling forth divine intervention. You are declaring your intentions to the universe, and then you're saying, this is how I want to co-create with you. You're being more particular about what you're expecting from the universe and how you're going to participate in that expectation. It's almost as if you're kind of creating some kind of unwritten contract with your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. It's like, if I, stick with something in the past, if I prioritize that more, if I prioritize my spiritual path, which may have been a little bit more brighter and sunnier in the past, will I get the results that I'm looking for? And there's something here about choosing an opportunity that cuts out the distraction, that prevents you from practicing your spirituality, being that spiritual person, and whatever that looks like for you, like being more authentic within your expression of your spirituality, instead of being distracted or not even focusing on it at all. So It's interesting. Instead of trying to MacGyver or create some type of magic trick here with the magician reversed in the future, I feel like you're declaring the divine that like you're declaring to the divine that you're going to work with the divine in a certain way. You're expecting a certain level of cooperation from it. You're choosing an opportunity I'm seeing here that aligns with being more focused on your spiritual path. And this is what's going to bring in a lot of love for you, a lot of divine connection, a lot of peace. Some of you may be turning down, even possibly turning down a significant opportunity that you've been looking at or interested in, simply because it's just going to further kind of divert you from focusing on your spiritual practice or your goals or something like that. So that's interesting. That's what I've got for your reading so far, Pisces. If I look into the crystal ball, I do see a snake biting its tail in a circle, and then that turning into a figure 8. So that's that whole like cycle repeating itself. But then it turns into the figure 8, so it's almost like instead of having a repetitive cycle of self-sabotage, I'm seeing you moving into a repetitive cycle of going within with this high priestess and the swan. A repetitive cycle of doing the work spiritually. And that's what's really going to activate your manifestations as that infinity symbol comes through. Okay. Well, we're going to go deeper into this message by clarifying each of the tarot cards with additional tarot cards over in the extended. So if you want to join me, all you have to do is become a member for $4.99 a month. The link to do so is in the description box of this video. If this is where you leave me, well, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I hope to see you again soon.